Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, today we are going to discuss the intro for applied behavior analysis and introduction for the course. It would be helpful and fruitful. I prefer so much to speak in English, so if you would like to me to speak in Arabic, you just tell me or raise your hands or type on the chat to tell me that you prefer speaking in Arabic. As for applied behavior analysis, we would like to assure three main points. Number one, as we can see, number one, what is applied behavior analysis and what are the differences between applied behavior analysis and occupational therapy from one hand and many other different behavior studies. Number one, and this could be the most important element that we have to consider while trying to know more about applied behavior analysis. Organisms' interaction with its environment that is characterized by detectable results in a measurable change in at least one aspect of the environment. What does this mean? It means that I'm trying to get a response from the student or from the kid to only one element, at least one element. But this response should be measurable, should be affecting the environment, what's around him, and should be related to social aspects. Again, I'm trying to get a response from a kid, from a case, whether a student or younger. What I'm trying to have is to receive a response of this organ, a hand, tongue, mouth, eye. So I'm trying just to get one response, at least one response from the students affecting the environment around him, and it should be detectable and measurable. It should be experimental. It should be clear and can be measured. This is the most important thing. This is what makes APA different from occupational therapy and the other types of behavior analysis, in which we care for the influence or for the effect made by the organ, made by the kid hands, by the kid's eyes, by the kid's mouth, or his body, or even legs. We try to get a response from the kids at least towards one element around him. Could be towards a word, a picture, a person, food, towards any one or anything of the environment around him, surrounding him. But we have to be able to detect this result, means to record this result and measure it to know whether it is a strong or weak response, repeated or singular one, short or long term or middle term response, whether he's going to do this once or he's going to repeat it with others in similar situations. This is very important. So again, we study the response produced by an organ and affecting the environment around him. This is the most important thing. So we do not care, for example, we do not consider, we are not concerned with the occupation or with the function of the organ in itself, but we consider the function by the effect it makes or it causes to the environment. And that's why it is called applied behavior analysis. That's why we consider it applied behavior analysis, because it's a practical, it's applicable. Okay, number two, it came from the science of behavior analysis. So it's a scientific field in which we have to consider experimental, measurable, and detectable and observations. It is not theoretical. We are not going to talk about it. We are going to practice it. We are not going to discuss it in words. We would have a type of exercises, type of acts, type of measurements, type of things we have to care for, to be concerned with during working on the level, on the field. So it's of a scientific nature. It is not of theoretical nature. And we would be able to measure 4 elements. Number one, the behavior that we would like to change, the intervention that we would do, the procedures we are going to take, the response the kid or the students or the case is going to produce, and its effects on the environment around it. So we have to consider these main 4 aspects of the process. Every one of them should be applicable, should be measurable, and should be detectable. Could be recorded, could be measured, and could know its results. Number 3, which is very important as well, the differences between occupational therapy and ABA. ABA is concerned with the social application for the targeted behavior, not with the ability to function the organs. We do not care about for example, if the kid or the case could identify a shape of being circle, this is occupational therapy. But if the same case could identify something around him, food, for example, of having a circle shape, a similar shape like a circle, that is a kind of ABA procedure or training. If he is able to identify being happy in a picture, this is occupational therapy. But if he is going to identify similar cases in which a person could be happy, this is ABA. If I teach the students the shapes, this is occupational therapy. If I make good use of this process to let him or to allow him to identify other things around him according to their shapes, this is a social effect. This is environmental effect in which he is able to reflect on the environment around him. So these are the main 3 points concerning the definition for ABA and being different from the occupational therapy. I would move to another point in which could be easier for you, profitable for you, as it helps you in Arabic. I know most of us could make good use of using Arabic sessions here. بنتكلم هنا ان تحليل السلوك التطبيقي يختلف عن الاوكيبيشنال ثيرابي، وبيختلف تماما عن اشكال التعامل مع السلوك بطرق او دراسته بطرق اخرى. فلو احنا عايزين نعرفه اكاديميا، هو دراسه التفاعل بين عضو من اعضاء الطفل، يعني ايديه، فمه، رجليه. بندرس التفاعل ما بين العضو ده في الطفل او في الكيس مع البيئه المحيطه بيه، ولازم تكون الدراسه دي واضحه النتائج، يمكن تسجيل نتائجها، وقابله للقياس، وتحدث تغيير او تاثير في العنصر الخارجي ده اللي هو في البيئه اللي حواليه. ويكون التاثير ده مش حاله استثنائيه، يكون الموقف ده هيتكرر كل ما يتعرض لمثير ده مع اي شخص اخر. بمعنى ان لو انا وريت الولد كارت كلمه هابي، وعرف ان الشكل السمايل ده مرتبط بكلمه هابي او بكلمه سعيد، وشخص بيضحك يبقى ده سعيد، ما يبقاش بس قادر على التعرف عليها، لا ده قادر على التعرف عليها وربطها بكل المتغيرات المشابهه، سواء في موقف تاني او في صوره تانيه او مع شخص تاني. فده تاثير ابعد شويه من الاوكيبيشنال ثيرابي، من مجرد التعرف على وبمعنى اخر، يمكن تعريف تحليل السلوك التطبيقي تعريفا اكاديميا يميزه عن مجالات دراسه السلوك الاخرى بانه هو دراسه التفاعل بين اعضاء الطفل ومحيطها البيئي، تاثيره فيما حوله، مش مجرد نجاحه في استخدام اعضائه، ولكن ايقاع تاثير حوله. وكمان التاثير ده يكون الى حد ما، مش هنقول بعيد المدى، ولكنه متوسط المدى. هو لو كان متوسط المدى يبقى اكيد خلاص الولد اكتسبه، وبالتالي هيكون بعيد المدى. وبمعنى تاني وبمعنى تاني، اكتساب أحد أعضاء الطفل استجابة ما تؤثر فيما حوله بصورة واضحة ومستمرة. بسيطة دي كده. طيب، ده بيورينا قد إيه هو مهم إن الولد هيبقى أقرب للسواء، أقرب للتأثير والتأثر فيها زي أي طفل طبيعي. لما نيجي مثلا نعرف طفل على أشكال هندسية، دوائر، مربعات، هو ما استفادش شيء بالتعرف على هذه الأشياء من الناحية الاجتماعية، هو استفاد من الناحية الوظيفية، إن يعني إيه قدرت تدرك الشكل ده، يعني إيه قدرت تتعرف على الشكل ده. لكن من الناحية الوظيفية، لكن من الناحية الاجتماعية، إحنا محتاجين نفعل التعرف على الأشكال ده في نواحي أخرى، زي تعرفه مثلا على إن